What's going on, YouTube? So, we re-signed Jonathan Cooper to a 3-year, $15 million deal. Obviously, that's $5 million a year. I'll go over that in a second. But Braxton Berrios was very unhappy. His morale was tanking. So we traded him. We traded him for cornerback Cameron Dantzler, and we moved him to free safety. Let me look at him here in a second. But remember, Jonathan Cooper, 3-year, $15 mil. So let's look at Jonathan first. So yes, obviously we just drafted old boy, but we're trying to re-sign Baron Browning because of how he's doing this year. But, you know, we need depth. I feel like he's good depth, if you ask me. Pretty decent moves both ways. Pretty decent block shed. But, yeah. And then this guy, 73. Braxton Berrios was a 74. I mean, yeah, look at it. He's kind of basically CJ Gardner-Johnson. Whereas he is more of a CJ Gardner-Johnson. And he's got 2 years left on his deal, I believe. Maybe 1. Oh, 3. Oh, he's got 3. Okay, so he did an extension. So yeah, he's got 3 years left on his deal, and he's like a great backup for CJ. And then this dude is also just a ideal backup for Jeremy Chin. But yeah, let me see. Did we give up a draft pick or did they? Also, ignore me editing all these other players. Oh no, it's a straight up trade. Okay, sick. First divisional game, let's go. Big deal if we look at the standings. I mean, yeah. Losing would put us in last place. I'm going to cut this. We might do throwbacks, BT dubs.
It's Madden NFL 24, and this one features Josh Jacobs. He had a great week to build off of last time out, reaching triple digits and adding 2 touchdowns. It's the Raiders and the Broncos, all that and more, coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense.
two 1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by Gardner Minshew, 6th-round selection in 2019 out of Washington State.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
A first down run with Jacobs won't get a whole lot, maybe a yard, but that's about all, and it's 2nd down. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 17 carries, 129 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. Looking to throw it. Minshew working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Here's Minshew. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dorrance Armstrong. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Jacobs going to try the middle. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. This defense for the Broncos, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Kendrick Bourne, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick back in 2015 out of Florida State, Jameis Winston.
Throughout his career, few have doubted Jameis Winston's ability to throw the football. The concerns, they've always centered around his accuracy and taking care of it. When he makes good decisions on the field, excellent numbers usually result.
They begin the drive with Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for Williams a week ago. 19 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Winston. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. Touchdown! Antonio Gibson from 10 yards out. And the Broncos respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it concluded with the touchdown pass to Antonio Gibson. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First catch of the game for Adams, and he's got a first down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now Minshew. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Minshew sets to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 44-yard line. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to the running game with Jacobs. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The Raiders on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun is Minshew. He'll let this go deep for Bourne. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yianum in there to pick it.
Official foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
A first down run there for Jacobs, but nothing doing as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. 2nd and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Watching that play unfold or watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he... Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Isaac Yedem picks it, and the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
Every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows a defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And the safety, Trayvon Merrick, up to make the play defensively. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 5. Straight ahead, Gibson. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Here's 3rd and a few inches. They'll run with Gibson. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. The Broncos are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself at an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot, find a way to win some games, and keep moving forward.
They go play action. Winston. This one swung out to Williams. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 28. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Play action now. Winston. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
That's going to be caught. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Here comes third and about a foot. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Gibson. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. The Broncos in the hurry up, try to get to their positions and get set quickly. One more time with Gibson. And this time he is in. Antonio Gibson with his second touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. And the Broncos get there and take him down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Now back to throw. He'll let this go for Adams. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
When you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
Well, certainly going to be a lot tougher adding a touchdown to that lead now since they're facing 2nd and 20+. Big-time sack to start the drive and put the opponent way back. Let's see what kind of play call they come up with here.
And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The kick by Fairbairn is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. And it's the Chargers who have the lead with that game getting close to halftime. Josh Palmer, a touchdown reception. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. James Cook with a couple of touchdowns there. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. In the first half, it was the veteran Jameis Winston just doing his thing. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And the half will begin with a touchback. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. Of course, remember they beat the Saints a week ago, so some good momentum rolling right now. Jameis to throw it. And he's got his man on the out route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Play fake. Winston. And that's going to be caught by Sutton. Down the right sideline. And the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 59 yards. And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really out of his hands quickly into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Agnew now to return. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Here's Riley Dixon now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of
fighting through, and he's got space. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
56 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
This to Jacobs on the toss right. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Jordan Brooks in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. A field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So the Broncos coming out now.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can attempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
Divine Diablo there to make the stop.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. To throw, Winston. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Up the middle, it's Williams. A solid stiff arm. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On play action, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. Williams will try again, and he stopped immediately there. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Ball resting on the 9 on 3rd and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Throwing on 1st down is Minshew.
He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this.
Minshew going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Well, they come through with 3 after forcing the turnover. But CD, second half, you're starting inside the red zone. Obviously, they would have liked 6 out of that.
Absolutely, because that's all you're thinking is how do you get it into the end zone? You want the field goal to be the last resort. In this case, they gave it a great try, but did have to settle for 3.
And now here come the Raiders. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaac Yianum in there to pick it, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to. With the score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
Robert Spillane able to bring him down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. The bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
62 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. Oh, now a running play here with Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Irv Smith Jr., his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Raiders. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Minshew, 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. 2nd down and 8. Here's Minshew. Finding Bourne here over the middle. Well, that'll get them to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. It'll be Minshew again. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Still going inside the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly.
And now here is another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end. Defense has a touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Raiders heading out to take over.
They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Well, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Flush to his right. The ball comes out, and this will go out of bounds, so no recovery, and that is how this one will come to an end. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Broncos, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.